to have a link for all of you for nominees to be able to share with friends and family members who were unable to join this evening. I'm sure all of our nominees are well versed in Zoom in this time of COVID and at-home learning, as many of you have been using it pretty regularly. We just want to make sure that everyone is aware of a few things in relation to this Zoom meeting. There are two views in Zoom. There's the speaker view and the gallery view. The speaker view lets you see whoever is speaking in full screen, and a gallery view gives you a grid of whoever is here with us at the meeting today. Depending on your device, you can either swipe to get your gallery view, or if you are on a desktop or a laptop, you will need to click on the top right corner, and there will be icons and a drop-down menu that allows you to switch between speaker view and gallery view. We would love for everyone to have their cameras on so we can see all your smiling faces.
Okay.
But please keep in mind that even though you may be in speaker mode,
Okay, I'm going to press.
if your camera is on, the other people who are using gallery view can see you, and you can see everything you are doing. Right now, all mics are muted, and so just a reminder to anyone who is speaking this evening to remember to unmute your mic before speaking.
I'd now ask everyone to stand as we join in singing of our national anthem.
At this time, we would like to acknowledge that the land on which we live and work is the traditional territory of the Blackfoot Confederacy. We honor the many elders and knowledge keepers that have walked these lands for generations, and those who are still with us today, as well as Métis Nation of Alberta, Region 3. We have many special guests and many people who are very important to be here with us tonight. And so at this time, we'd like to recognize the dignitaries who are here with us. Her Honor, the Honorable Selma Lakini, Lieutenant Government of Alberta, and His Honor, Dr. Zahir Lakini. Martin Shields, Member of Parliament, Bow River Riding. Honorable Grant Hunter, Associate Minister of Red Tape Reduction. Mayor Andrew Prokop, Town of Tabor, and Reeve Merrill Harris, MD of Tabor. MD Councillor Tamara Mianaga, MD Councillor and Horizon School Board Trustee Jennifer Croson, Deputy Mayor of Vauxhall Raymond Code, Horizon School Division Trustee Rick Anderson, and Horizon School Division Trustee Blair Lowry. And the trustees from Holy Spirit Catholic School Division send their well wishes as they were unable to attend this evening due to the event falling on their regular board meeting.
I would like to now call on Dr. Wilco Tymonson, Apex Committee member and Superintendent for the Horizon School Division, to introduce our Lieutenant Governor of Alberta.
Great, thank you, Dorothea. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our special evening today. We'd like to welcome Her Honor, the Honorable Selma Lakana, excuse me, Lieutenant Governor of Alberta, and His Honor Dr. Zahir Lakani. Her Honor was sworn in as Alberta's 19th Lieutenant Governor on August 26th, 2020. Her longstanding service as a community leader and volunteer has been guided by her deep commitment to the values of pluralism and inclusion, and her dedication to championing those who face barriers in life. We'll now be honored to hear from Her Honor, and I would ask that you will need to unmute yourself. I'll just see if I can find you in the list if we're having a. Just give us a second. I think we are good, Your Honor. You can proceed. For some reason, we're not able to hear you. Unfortunately, I believe we're having some technical issues on the other end, and we're unable to hear the speech. We will perhaps try to work some things out and see if we can come back. Our deepest apologies.
Just a minute, Brian is, oh, that's
too bad.
Yeah.
Can they hear you now?
Can you hear me?
We can now. Yes, we can.
Sorry about that. It's all this technology which.
It must be me. Every time I join her, something goes wrong.
Okay. So hello and good evening, everyone. It is my pleasure to take part in this special 20th anniversary edition of the Apex Youth Awards. My husband Zahir and I would have loved to join you in person for this ceremony. And we do hope we will enjoy the opportunity to come and visit with everyone in Tabor one day soon when the restrictions are lifted. Until then, we are fortunate to have technology that allows us to hold this virtual celebration to honor some truly inspiring young citizens. To our nominees, please accept my heartfelt thanks and congratulations for everything that you have done to earn this very well-deserved recognition. Along with my thanks, I would like to offer 3 thoughts that I hope will help you along the path to success. The first is to always remember that knowledge is life's greatest gift. This includes the learning that you acquire through formal education, as well as the experiences you gain by living an active and engaged life. Knowledge is something that can never be taken away from you because you carry it with you in your heart and your mind. And I know this from personal experience. Each of you has been doing a terrific job of learning at school and broadening your experiences by trying new pursuits and getting involved in community life. I encourage you to continue that focus as you journey forward. Never stop developing your strengths, your passions, and your potential. Secondly, you have all proven that you are thoughtful and caring friends and neighbors in your community. You understand that giving back is important, and even a small gesture can make a world of difference, especially to someone in need. I hope that you will continue to look for opportunities to make things better for others and to always take the lead in fostering the spirit of giving everywhere you go in life. Thirdly, and most importantly, I urge you to continue sharing your energy and positive attitude with all of us. As you know, the pandemic has made us very aware of the things we need to do to limit the spread of illness. But a positive attitude is one thing we do want to spread to others. Hope and optimism are contagious, and they are good medicines that we all need right now. I can tell you that hearing about your commitment to giving back does my heart a whole lot of good, and it is doing a world of good to everyone in your community. You are all role models, and your achievements are a real source of pride for me as Alberta's Lieutenant Governor. Congratulations again, and thank you so much for the outstanding work that you are doing. And finally, I would like to recognize everyone who has supported our award nominees in their journey to date. This includes all the family members, teachers, mentors, and friends who have encouraged their success. Thank you as well to the dedicated elected officials, community leaders, and sponsors who stand behind this excellent program. Thank you all. Please stay well, and I do hope to meet you in Tabor one day in person. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to introduce our APEX committee, who are behind the scenes of putting this event together. I have joined this committee. I joined in 2016. Dorothea will give a little bit more of a history of how this whole committee came to be about, but I am very proud to be a part of this committee, to be able to recognize the hard work and all of the amazing things that young people are doing to contribute to our community, to their schools, to their friends, to their families. It's just really inspiring to me to be a part of this, to see that in them. As well as myself, our members include Hank DeVlieger, David Dubé, Dorothea Mills, Amber Rudolph, and Dr. Wilco Tymanson, who are all here with us today. And as well, we also have Sheila Lacqua, who is joining us from home virtually. And that's our committee as we sit right now.
Thanks, Jody. Thank you to our Lieutenant Governor. Your speech tonight was very inspiring, and I really enjoyed hearing your address. Thank you. I joined the APEX committee back in 2017 after Colleen Campbell stepped down. The APEX Youth Awards began with an idea that Colleen had, and she was able to turn that idea into something really quite unique and special. Colleen was so helpful to me and the rest of our committee the first year, even though she had stepped down, and she had been around to answer any questions that we had and provide mentorship all along the way. With this year being the 20th anniversary of the APEX Youth Awards, our committee felt it was so important to ask Colleen to speak this evening about the history of the APEX Youth Awards and what it meant to her and to our community. I am pleased to introduce Colleen Campbell this evening as our keynote speaker. She will address us all here tonight in a pre-recorded message. Thank you, Colleen Campbell.
Hello, everyone. I am so happy to have been asked to be part of the 20th anniversary celebration of the APEX Youth Awards. Congratulations to all our nominees. I've read your profiles, and each and every one of you fit perfectly into the criteria the Apex Youth Awards were developed for. It's amazing that the Apex Youth Awards started before any of you were born. Seems like a long time ago, I know, for you, but it is for me too. It took a couple of years before the first awards program was finalized. I was working at the Taber Times and was quite involved with the Alberta and Canadian community newspaper organizations. Discussions around the board tables of both those groups centered on how newspapers could play a part in recognizing great youth across the country. The plan was to create a tiered system that would identify youth in each community, and these youths would then progress to the provincial level and then to the national level. I loved this idea and got started right away in promoting a junior citizens program for Taber. Unfortunately, it never progressed to the other two levels, but has continued for 20 years in Taber. In 2002, the Rotary Club of Taber and the Taber Times launched the first ever Apex Youth Awards to recognize individuals who represented the best quality in Taber and district youth who unselfishly give of themselves in the service of others. This partnership continued until the original Rotary Club of Taber folded, and in 2008, some former members of the club, along with several community leaders, felt the Apex program was important enough to continue, and it continued that way for another 8 years. In 2017, I left the committee along with a few other members, but those that remained enticed new members to join, and the Apex Youth Awards has continued for 5 more years. This committee remains committed to promoting the great youth that should be recognized in our community, just like all of you. This committee's hard work is why we are celebrating the 20th annual Apex Youth Awards tonight. I want to say thanks to these members for keeping my baby alive. Over the past 20 years, 386 youth have been recognized for the good they do to make the communities better places to live, and $120,000 has been awarded to these outstanding citizens. When the program started 20 years ago, the thought was that youth were not being given the recognition they deserved, and unfortunately, that may still be the case. There has always been many academic as well as athletic awards for our youth, but there is a large group of children and young adults who don't fit into either of these categories. They are just good kids who show a commitment to making life better for others and do more than is normally expected of kids their age. That is all of you. This past year has been one like no other. COVID has made everything different, complicated, perhaps a bit bizarre and crazy, and it has been especially hard for all of you and your peers. You have been cut off from all your friends, let down because graduations, sporting events, birthday celebrations, vacations, and other long-term events here have been canceled or postponed. School, which was a safe space, has changed. The way we learn has also changed. We were missing being with family members, such as grandparents, cousins, aunts, and uncles. Mental health challenges are steadily increasing. There is uncertainty as to what is coming next. There's also fear of getting the virus or spreading it to loved ones, and there's so much more. None of these issues face the youth of the past 20 years. One of my favorite quotes is from the Dalai Lama, which I think is fitting here tonight. He says, "It is under the greatest adversity that there exists the greatest potential for doing good, both for oneself and for others." I'm going to repeat that. It is under the greatest adversity that there exists the greatest potential for doing good, both for oneself and for others. Despite this crazy time we are in, you all rose above those challenges and are the shining example of the difference one person can make in our communities. Jessica, you committed yourself to making a positive impact in everything you did for your community. Sebastian, you spent endless hours of volunteering to make the outdoors more enjoyable for others. Alana, you put yourself ahead of others by volunteering and mentoring young students. Chelsea, you paid it forward with everything you did by volunteering, mentoring, and leading by example. Cassidy, with determination, you set an example by putting emphasis on community engagement. Shanice, you promoted inclusion by reducing the stigma around mental health issues. Peyton, you always offer to lend a hand in any activity you do in school or the community. Susanna, you spoke out against depression and anxiety using your own life experiences to help others. Connor, you gave every ounce of effort you have to everything you did with a pure heart and determination. Sarah, you pushed yourself to be the best you could be and stuck up for everything you believed in despite what others thought. To all of you, congratulations. Each of you have demonstrated a personal quality that our communities and our world in general are sometimes lacking. The quality of unselfishness and caring in such a loving manner for those is evident in your lives, and that is what makes you stand out above the rest. Your energy, enthusiasm, and bright outlook on life is a credit to your families, and you represent excellent role models for your peers and for all the rest of us. Congratulations.
I believe you are still muted, Dorothea. Can you unmute yourself? Just give us 1 second, please.
Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, we're good.
You are, yes.
Okay, all right. This is a whole new experience in our Apex Awards ceremony, so we're going to have a little hiccups along the way. But it is now the time of our evening where we have the most important information to come to you, and that is as we head into our introduction of our nominees. But before I do that, I want to give you a little bit of information. So earlier this month, each of our nominees received a surprise visit from committee members Wilco Timonson and David Dubé. They were out delivering an Apex package to each of our nominees. And in this package, there were many special keepsakes to recognize the hard work of all of these young people. Everybody received a messenger laptop bag from the Apex committee and a certificate signifying their Apex nomination. As well, there's a hoodie from the Apex committee and $100 of Tabor Chamber of Commerce bucks that can be used at any business here in Tabor. And other items of keepsake are letters of congratulations from the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, the Lieutenant Governor of Alberta, Her Honor, the Honorable Selma Lakini, our Premier of Alberta, Jason Kenney, Member of Parliament, Martin Shields, members of the Legislative Assembly of Alberta, Grant Hunter and Joseph Show, Mayor of Tabor, Andrew Prokop, Mayor of the Town of Vauxhall, Margaret Plumtree, Horizon School Division Board Chair, Marie Logan, as well as a letter from the Apex Committee. To help celebrate the 20th anniversary of the Apex Youth Awards, we have asked past committee member David McLean to come back and introduce our nominees again this year. Dave has introduced our nominees in a pre-recorded video. So thank you, David McLean, for all that you've done for us for this evening.
Dave McLean. I was involved with the Apex Youth Awards from the very beginning when Colleen Campbell first brought us the concept. I was Master of Ceremonies and read out the nominations over several years, and the committee has asked me to come back and do it again this year for this special year. So without further ado, I'll read out the nomination forms. I'd like to thank the Tabor Times editor, Cole Parkinson, for the short write-ups for each of our nominees. With plenty of experience on the family farm, Jessica Anderson has taken her helpful nature and applied it within the Tabor community. Described as someone who is kind to everyone she meets and concerned more about others than herself, Anderson has committed herself to make a positive impact across everything she is involved in. As a longtime swimmer within the Tabor Vipers Swim Club, she has become a leader and a mentor for the younger members. She has also volunteered hours for highway cleanup, visiting Linden View and making crafts with residents, helping with coldest night registrations and Centennial Park cleanup. At school, she has been a model pupil who has served on the student council for her entire 4 years at W.R. Myers High School, including serving as secretary in her senior year. Congratulations on your nomination, Jessica Anderson. With an incredible passion for sports and bringing a positive attitude to whatever activity he pursues, Sebastian Hoekstra is a community member that is an easy nominee for this year's Apex Youth Awards. A sport fanatic, Hoekstra has had an understandably tough year with many sports being canceled, but instead of letting this get him down, he shifted his focus to a new challenge, hiking and biking. With the Tabor Trail 77, Hoekstra has been volunteering his time to not only make existing trails better, but he is also incorporating his own ideas to build new ones. Over the previous year, he has logged 40 hours with Trail 77, helping with putting up signs and building bike teeter-totters, as well as dragging rocks from top and bottom of coulees to build berms. Congratulations, Sebastian Hoekstra, on your Apex Youth Award nomination. With poise, maturity beyond her years, and leadership qualities few possess, Alana Markachuk is our next Apex Youth Award nominee. Markachuk serves as the president of the Student Council at W.R. Myers High School, and she puts herself before others as she contributes to plenty of fundraising campaigns, including Stuff a Bus, Angel Tree, and Terry Fox. She is also involved in mentorship programs helping younger students adapt to school life. Alana is also a highly skilled golfer, competing both provincially and nationally, a standout on the Myers curling team as she skipped the 2019 Myers team to the South Zone Curling Zone Championships, and she's also a respected hockey referee who was recognized as the most promising referee in 2019 by Tabor Minor Hockey. Heading into the next school year, Makachuk has her eyes set on majoring in computer engineering. With a scholarship in place to attend Lawrence Technological University in Midfield, Michigan, Alana will also be a major player for their golf team. Congratulations on your nomination, Alana. One of the local leaders in the area of 4-H, Chelsea Mills, has shown she is more than willing to volunteer her time to make the communities of Tabor and Vauxhall a better place to live. Mentoring youth and volunteering are a big passion for Mills, and she has put many hours into both the Stepping Stones mentorship program and the Tabor Youth Do Crew. Mills is an accomplished public speaker, and she competed and won the Odd Fellows and Rebecca's United Nations Pilgrimage for Youth speech competition. Unfortunately, her trip to New York was canceled due to COVID. Chelsea has worked hard to earn her National Lifeguard certification and her Water Safety Instructions certification, and looks forward to another season at the Vauxhall Community Pool. After post-secondary school, Chelsea aspires to become a registered clinical psychologist where she can continue to help others. Congratulations, Chelsea Mills, on your nomination for an Apex Youth Award. Never one to back away from a challenge, and with a clear understanding of what it means to be a community leader, Cassidy Phillips is a natural Apex Youth Award nominee. As one of the first members of the Tabor Youth New Crew when it first launched in May 2019, Phillips has dedicated over 95 hours to the service since its inception, which is more than any other member. Several years ago, she suffered a meniscus injury that resulted in permanent damage to her knee, but despite the setback, Phillips showed determination by putting more emphasis on community engagement. While the injury did limit some of her involvement in local sports programs, she instead took advantage of volunteer opportunities within Tabor. After graduation this spring, she has her sights set on attending post-secondary school at the University of Edmonton this fall to achieve her goal of becoming a mechanical engineer. Following graduation from post-secondary school, Philip's dream is to become a Disney Imagineer. Congratulations on your Apex Youth Award nomination, Cassidy Phillips. Despite the setbacks that have faced Shanice Retzler, she has more than overcome them all on her way to becoming a youth leader in the Vauxhall community and a leading candidate for this year's Apex Youth Awards. While a painful injury left her unable to compete in the sports she loves, instead of feeling sorry for herself, she instead jumped at the opportunity to volunteer to coach and mentor younger players. She has volunteered for the Headstrong program at VHS, which identifies and works with student leaders to promote inclusion and reduce stigma around mental health issues. To say Shanice is a resilient teenager is an understatement. I never once heard an excuse or heard her complain, whine, or even take a negative tone on a subject, said Joel Blake, VHS teacher. Shanice chooses to focus on the positives in the world around her and makes the most of any situation she is placed in. Shanice is a natural leader who sets positive examples for the people in her life. Congratulations on your Apex Youth Award nomination, Shanice Retzler. Bringing a smile and leading by example in everything she does, Peyton Sando has all the exemplary qualities of an Apex Youth Award nominee. This year was a difficult year for athletics and athletes, especially if you are graduating, yet Peyton didn't allow the restrictions to define her and still committed 100% to her and her team's development and physical well-being, said Scott Railing, Vice Principal of VHS. Even in the current situation, Peyton works hard to find opportunities to get involved and give back to the people around her. As a caring, compassionate leader within the Vauxhall community, she dedicates plenty of her time to the Vauxhall Academy of Baseball and to many other areas across Vauxhall High School, including serving on the student council, volunteering at tournaments, and helping out wherever she can. Academically, Sandhu has continued to impress throughout her courses as she maintains an average of better than 90%. Congratulations on your nomination, Peyton. Having overcome more challenges than a typical teenager would, Susanna Teason proves each day why she deserves to be an Apex Youth Award nominee. An excellent student with a friendly demeanor, she comes to class with a positive attitude and works hard to achieve to the best of her natural abilities. As an advocate for speaking out against depression and anxiety, she has taken her own life experiences and put them forward to try to help others. With a passion for creating a safe, inclusive, and supportive environment for all of her peers, Teason has been a leader within Vauxhall High School. After graduation, she has her eyes set on attending post-secondary to become an optometrist. Congratulations, Susanna Teason, on your nomination for an Apex Youth Award. While Connor Unser may be a man of few words, He demonstrates his poise and leadership through his actions and work ethic. As a grade 11 student at W.R. Myers High School, Hunter has not only taken on a task of graduating early, but he's also dedicated to his job at Chinook Carriers and his position on the Myers Rebels football team. He is someone who never shies away from speaking up for others when they are not in a position to do so for themselves. He wears his heart on his sleeve and gives everything he has, whether it's on the football field, at school, or doing chores around home. During the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic, Hunter stepped up at home by helping teach his younger brother as his mom was needed as an essential worker. After graduation, Hunter is pursuing the goal of becoming a heavy-duty technician. Congratulations on being nominated for an Apex Youth Award, Connor Hunter. As a hard worker, exemplary student, and a person with high character, Sarah Weens has been a model citizen within the Tabor community. As a grade 11 student at Ace Place, Weens pushes herself to be the best she can be, but she also does everything she can to bring out the same qualities in her peers. While she's described as being quiet and reserved, that doesn't mean she isn't a joy to be around, as she's shown to be quick-witted and someone you want as a friend. Weens has not only been a top-tier student in high school, but she's also managed to balance her social life, work, and volunteering in the community. Proving she can handle responsibility with the best of them, Weens has a knack for finishing schoolwork well beyond due dates, and from this, she's on schedule to graduate a semester early. Congratulations, Sarah, on your nomination for Apex Youth Award. Congratulations to all the nominees.
The Apex Youth Awards would not be what they are today without the generous support and sponsorship of a number of businesses throughout the town of Tabor and the MD of Tabor. Over the last 20 years, these businesses have been there to support our nominees and their families. For the last 20 years, the businesses in the town of Tabor and the MD of Tabor have been amazing and have made the Apex Gala Banquet a special highlight in the lives of our nominees and their families. Our sponsors truly made it an evening that they will never forget. So tonight, I would like to thank all of our sponsors that we have had over the last 20 years, and I look forward to working with you again next year. And the rest of the committee looks forward to working with all of you as well. We'd like to thank the Tabor Times as well, because they have been there for the Apex Committee and the Apex Youth Awards right from the beginning. We promised that we would have a unique celebration for the 20th anniversary of the Apex Youth Awards. And while between COVID and Zoom, this is definitely unique. Although it isn't the gala banquet that we had hoped for, I really truly wish and hope that each of our nominees still feel celebrated and realize how special they really are. Our bursaries this year are made possible by 4 community-minded organizations, and we extend a huge thank you to each of them for providing our winners with a $1,500 bursary. A thank you to Avail CPA, South Country Co-op, the Town of Tabor, and Tabor Citizens on Patrol. Thank you.
And that brings us now to the drum roll, please, portion of our evening. And at this time, I will be asking our sponsors to present, or someone to present on behalf of them, to the chosen winners of our Apex Youth Awards for this year. Each of our bursary sponsors will be announcing a winner this evening, and how our winners were decided upon is a little bit of a process. A call for nominations was put out in November through the Tabor Times and as well through our social media. Members of the committee sent in their nominations. Nominee packages were compiled and announced through a special pullout section in the Tabor Times. Our nominee packages were then sent to a panel of anonymous judges who made their selections. So at this time, I would like to call upon Hank DeFleeger, who is presenting on behalf of our sponsor from Avail CPA, but Hank will be presenting on their behalf.
It's an honor for me to present this bursary on behalf of Avail. Before I open the envelope, I'd like to say I'm very impressed this year with all the nominees, all the work and time and effort you put in to make our community and country a better place. We wish you success in the future. And also, I hope all the things you do will rub off on your peers to do the same thing. With that, I will make somebody happy. And this bursary is going to Alana McCartchuk.
Yay!
Congratulations.
Wow!
You can read out, Hank, you can read out what the judges.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. For your outstanding academic achievement as a writer in your mathematics, and for your efforts in computer science, for your athletic and academic ability that has earned you a scholarship to the United States Technical University in Michigan, and for being recognized as a leader at WMIS in your community and on the golf course, and most of all, for living the value of an APEX nominee. We congratulate you, Alana, on winning the 2021 APEX Youth Award.
Am I unmuted? Am I good? Yes. Okay. Our next presentation of a bursary is coming from one of our other major sponsors, from South Country Co-op. So at this time, I'd like to ask Rod Yokiyama to speak to our next winner.
Thank you very much. And again, I would like to congratulate every one of the nominees. You are just great to have within our community, and definitely it will, you're going to make our community that much stronger just for all the good work that each of you do. So congratulations. On behalf of South Country Co-op, I would like to congratulate the next bursary winner. And the next winner is Connor Unser. Congratulations, Connor. This is what is said on here. It says, Connor is a quiet leader whose actions speak louder than his words. He is a strong young man who remembers the little things when making things happen, like showing up early to set up for a football game or being an outstanding role model for younger children, especially his brother. He is made of a pure heart and determination, maintaining an honor roll spot in school for many years and earning the respect of his coworkers at his current job at Chinook Carriers as an apprentice heavy-duty technician. He is a pillar for his family and school community. Congratulations, Connor.
Our next presenter, presenting on behalf of the town of Tabor, is Mayor Andrew Prokop.
All right, can you hear me all right? All right, perfect. Thank you very much. Well, thanks so much to Horizon School Division for including me and asking me to participate in this very special 20-year and milestone anniversary APEX Youth Award event. And certainly is a very different celebration here, but a celebration nonetheless. And I can't thank anybody or everybody enough for being part of this. Thanks to all the many sponsors and supporters and the volunteers and the committee that does such a great job, and the many hours that are attached to making this wonderful event happen. So thank you all so much for that. And congratulations also once again to all the APEX Youth Award nominees. You are all truly leaders and mentors for our future. So thank you so much. This time, on behalf of the town of Tabor and the Tabor Town Council, it is most certainly my extreme pleasure to announce the next bursary award recipient, that being Jessica Anderson. Jessica is a thriving member of the school student council for 4 years. It is important to Jessica to make a difference. She has been actively involved in 4-H, Viper Swim Club, and her church. In all of these places, she has made a positive impact. Anyone that knows her speaks very highly of her kindness, ability to mentor younger children, and willingness to help in any circumstance. After a serious accident injured her mother, Jessica took on a role that was well beyond her years. She has never given up and does not let fear stand in her way. Congratulations, Jessica, and all the very best in your future.
Thank you. And our final presentation on behalf of Taber Citizens on Patrol will be given by David Dubé. David Dubé, one of our APEX committee members.
Hey everyone, congratulations to all the nominees. On behalf of the Taber Citizens on Patrol, it's my honor to present a bursary to Chelsea Mills. Way to go, Chelsea. Chelsea's involvement in community leadership opportunities are to be commended. She's held numerous executive positions within 4-H and is currently the president of both the Taber Corn Dogs and Red Law Prairie 4-H Beef Clubs. Chelsea excels in public speaking and won the Odd Fellows United Nations Pilgrimage for Youth Speech Competition. She actively volunteers within her school and community. For her contributions within the Taber Dew Crew, Vauxhall Cemetery and Red Law Community Cleanup, Vauxhall Student Council, and other initiatives too numerous to mention, Chelsea works hard to make her community a better place. For these reasons, we feel that Chelsea Mills is very deserving of an Apex Youth Award. Congratulations.
So that brings us to the end of our evening when it's time to say some thank yous. But before we do, tremendous congratulations to our bursary winners, as well as all of our nominees. You are all here for a reason. You are noticed, you are seen, you are recognized for what you're doing, and we are all so proud of you. So congratulations to each and every one of you. In order to make this evening possible, oh, I see applause over there. Yay, this is where I go a little off script. So this is where it gets really fun for me. We have lots of thank yous to say. So first of all, a thank you to the Josh and Trina Byer family, whose son Zach was a previous nominee last year. Was it last year? And they were so pleased with the awards that they decided they wanted to continue to support them. So they have given donations to put towards that wonderful package that each of the nominees received. So a special thank you to the Byer family. If you were tuning in early and you were able to pay attention to the slideshow that was happening and you could hear that music that was going on, that is thanks to some very special talents of some grade 6 students from Vauxhall School. And they put that together through the use of technology and they allowed us to use it. So thank you to Josh Tolsma and Blaze Oldland, who used their talents and allowed us to share them with you all today. And then some really big thank yous. Our 4 major sponsors. Without all of you, this award would not be possible. This evening would not be possible. The event would not be possible. And we just really recognize all of you in contributing to what is so important in recognizing in the youth of our community. So to all of you, we say a tremendous thank you, and we hope to see continued support. We know we will. And to anybody else out there, please support these businesses. They are here for our community. They're here for our kids, and we need to make sure that we continue to support them as well. And I think the last thank you that we need to say is to all of our nominees. This is maybe perhaps the most important thank you to say. And there are some things I want you to listen. All of you young people, I want you to hear what I'm saying. And I want you to hear the words that people say about you. These are some of the things that jumped out at me as I was listening to your bios and as people were talking about you. And these are words that people are using to describe you at your very young age. And so I only see great things for you in your future. Here are some words for you. Goals, academics, volunteerism, inclusion, advocate, determination, positive attitude, leadership, high character, responsibility, resilience. And I think all of you are showing us right now that you are all excellent examples of doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do, and not because you're going to receive any particular credit or recognition for it. And for that, you should all be commended. It is hard to do what you do anyways, to step up as leaders, especially as young people. You have many other things on your plate. And I think to do that in this really weird time of COVID and to continue to do that, I'm so proud. We're all so proud of you. And I think that you should be very proud of yourselves as well. You are leaders and examples to all of us around you, whether it's us as adults or the youth that surround you in your day-to-day life. We notice and we're proud. And so as we conclude this evening, I want you to recognize these qualities in yourself and be proud of who you are and go on and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. And that concludes our evening. Thank you everyone for joining us. And once again, congratulations to all of our winners. And we hope to see a bunch of you again next year. Thank you. Perfect. I see my kids fighting on camera.